you strip away the noise, the hype, the endless options, this is the one luxury watch most people should buy. The one that works for a lifetime. The one that makes sense if you only ever buy one. Forget the hype. Forget the flexing. If you could only choose one watch, just one, to put your money into, the decision suddenly gets real. This isn't about chasing trends or impressing strangers. This is about the watch that shows up for you in every chapter of your life. The one you wear when you shake hands in a job interview. The one on your wrist at your wedding. The one that travels with you on vacations, gets scratched, gets stories, and maybe, just maybe, gets passed down. Because if a single watch has to do it all, this is probably it. Here's the thing, most people don't actually need a drawer full of watches. They don't need a pilot's watch for the weekend, a diver for the pool, a dress piece for dinners, and a chronograph just because it looks cool. What they're really after is one watch that can do it all. Something that feels just as natural on your wrist at a wedding as it does when you're running errands on a random Tuesday. That's what this video is really about, helping you figure out what that one watch looks like for you. And here's the twist, it might not be the one you think. Because the so-called perfect one-watch collection isn't always the Rolex Submariner you keep seeing plastered all over Instagram. The truth is, the best all-rounder has less to do with hype and more to do with how it fits your life, your style, and what you actually enjoy wearing. This is about cutting through the noise, the wait lists, the flexing, the endless top 10 lists, and really asking, if you could only wear one watch, every day, for years, what should it be? A true one-watch collection isn't just about picking something pretty. It's about balance. It has to cover every angle, versatility, durability, timelessness. It can't just look sharp in a boardroom, it has to survive saltwater, sand, and sunscreen on a beach trip. It can't just outlast fashion trends, it has to outlast you. Think of it as the Swiss Army knife of your wrist, but with refinement, with class. Take the Rolex Explorer, born on the slopes of Everest, yet it slides effortlessly under a cuff at dinner. Or the Omega Aqua Terra, a watch that looks equally at home swimming laps or sipping champagne in a tux. And then there's the Grand Seiko Snowflake. That dial is pure elegance, but the spring drive movement inside is built to grind through daily wear without breaking a sweat. This is the formula. One watch that does it all, without ever feeling like a compromise. Here's the deeper truth. The best one-watch collection isn't about specs, it's about psychology. A single watch changes the way you connect to time. It stops being an accessory and starts being a story. Storybeat. The heirloom watch passed from father to son. The daily wear that shows every scratch like a diary. While most people secretly crave consistency, not variety. Microhook. Ask yourself, do you want to impress others, or do you want something that grows with you? Let's break down the actual contenders for the one-watch throne. The pieces that could in theory cover every scenario in your life. 1. Rolex Explorer I. First up, the Rolex Explorer I. Clean, rugged, iconic. This is the blueprint of the modern tour watch. No gimmicks, no clutter, just a watch built to survive everything from Everest to an office meeting. 2. Tudor Blackberry 58. Then we've got the Tudor Blackberry 58. It nails the sweet spot heritage looks, killer value, and a slim profile that makes it wearable all day every day. It's the connoisseur's nod to vintage without the headaches. 3. Omega Aqua Terra. Omega Aqua Terra. This one's the Swiss Army knife of watches. Sporty enough to take on a hike, refined enough to wear with a tux. It's the definition of balance. Visual, Aqua Terra underwater spray, then transition to a glass of champagne at a black tie event. 4. Grand Seiko Snowflake. Now, the Grand Seiko Snowflake. This is art you strap to your wrist. That dial inspired by winter snowdrifts in Japan is subtle, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Understated beauty, paired with incredible finishing. 5. Cartier Santos. And then, the Cartier Santos, the left field pick. But here's the thing, it's elegant, stylish, and surprisingly versatile. Worn by pilots, actors, tastemakers. You put one on, and it just works, no matter the setting. And here's the curveball. The perfect one-watch collection might just be Cartier. Sounds crazy? Wait until you see why. No watch is perfect, that's the myth. But here's the truth, perfection isn't the point. A great one watch doesn't have to be flawless. It just has to feel like yours. The scratches, the patina, the little quirks, that's the story being written on your wrist. And over time, that's what makes it the right choice. I've met collectors who sold everything 10, 20, sometimes 50 pieces and kept just one. And you know what they always say? That one feels more alive now than it ever did when it was just part of a box. Why? Because imperfection creates attachment. Every scratch is a timestamp. Every dent is a story. It's not damage, it's proof of life. And here's the kicker. Once you strip it all back to one watch, there's this quiet relief. No more chasing wait lists, no more FOMO over hype drops, no more refreshing forums at 2 a.m. Just wearing the watch, every day, like it was meant to be. What if the real flex isn't owning 20 watches in a safe, but wearing one, every single day, unapologetically? If you only want to buy one luxury watch, for most people, it's the Rolex Explorer 1. Simple, 36 or 40 millimeter, tough as nails, versatile enough for every setting. It's not flashy, not screaming, but that's the point. It's the watch that disappears when it needs to, and feels right in every chapter of your life. Twist. And if Rolex is impossible to get, the Tudor Black Bay 58 is the spiritual twin. Half the price, same philosophy. Less hype, more soul. So here's the takeaway. The best one-watch collection isn't about chasing the so-called best watch. Forget the rankings, forget what the forums scream about. It's about the watch that feels like yours. The one you don't, baby. The one you reach for without thinking. The one that slowly absorbs your life into its scratches and patina. Maybe that's a Rolex Explorer, the quiet adventurer's choice. Maybe it's an Omega Aquaterra Versatile, balanced, ready for anything. Maybe it's a Grand Seiko Snowflake, where craftsmanship meets poetry. Or even a Cartier tank, worn with the kind of confidence that doesn't need to shout. Whichever it is, that choice becomes part of your story. Not just a watch you own, but a watch that owns a piece of your life. And in the end, that's the one worth wearing. If you only buy one luxury watch, make sure it's not the one that just looks good in the case, but the one you'll actually live in. The one that feels right on your wrist every single day. Because at the end of the day, that's the watch that matters, not the hype, not the resale, not the flex. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your one watch? The one you'd choose if you had to live with it forever? Drop it in the comments, I'll be reading them. And if you want more deep dives that cut through the noise and really get to the heart of collecting, hit subscribe. Because the next video, it might just change the way you see this whole game. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing videos just like this. And make sure to click the bell icon so you never miss an update. You'll be the first to know whenever we post something new.